Stormtrooper from Dark Chicken Gaming. Somebody asked about Strangifiers and how much it costs to add to an unusual. Obviously, the unusual Strangifiers can be used on the unusuals. The Headless Horseman's Strangifier. They're typically around $150. These are ghostly and ghastly gibbuses. They're not really unusuals. If we go along here, there's a couple of things that do have Strangifiers, but again, not all of them are the unusual ones. Like Widowmaker, Backstabbing Boomslam, Strangifier. So the answer is most Strangifiers are reasonably cheap, but in actual fact, to get Strangifiers, specifically, the Law Strangifier, what's this? A stranger can be provided to a law. A law is a normal quality. Okay, so this is a Strangifier for a law hat, for example. And so that would cost you only $7 to make a law into a strange item. So it's not that expensive for certain hats, provided you can get the Strangifier. So that's an example of one of them. Anything else around here that's very often an unusual? Stylish to Groot can be an unusual, $5. As you go further down, Volpage Physician, no, Rat Stompers. So there's a lot of weapons, Strangifiable. Flog Instigators, Villain's Veil, Strangifier, Chemistry Set. So it's really a question of whether you could get them, and that's for example, if you wanted to Strangify your Man Melter, the painted Man Melters that I associated, so the Man Melter is quite a cheap proposition. You know, it's only 16 cents. But there are some hats still that can be Strangified, and the law we've seen can be quite Strangified for quite cheap. So most of the items that are unusual are actually unboxed stranged, but there are some instances where they can be Strangified. The law hat was one example because the kit's available. It's basically whether the kit's available. If it is, it can be really cheap, $5 or $10. But if it isn't, it's not possible. Because some things, the kits are not available and they can only be unboxed stranged, and if they're unboxed in a non-strange quality, they cannot necessarily be converted. Peace.